Time break.
Matthew Pavlich once again starting on centre wing and then pushing forward.
Andrew Mackey's the man that will pick him up, Das.
See him in the foreground there. You just run into the picture bottom right there now. Geelong left of screen here in this second quarter. Bartel gets the first clearance and that works well nicely to Stokes. Stokes looking for the give off to Selwood. Couldn't get it done. High ball on the head of Podsiadly. Got both hands on it. He'll get a free here for the hold, and Podsiadly will line up 25 out directly in front.
And that is a great sign for the Pod,
5 metres, please.
Who had a sensational year last year, kicked over 50 goals. We know he ripped his shoulder in the grand final, so to come back from that surgery, his hands look strong. Richo got himself in the right spot.
Certainly did. And Zach Dawson, there was no need to wrap him up then. He had him covered. He wasn't getting out on the lead in space. Just no need to wrap him up that early in the contest.
To get it back to a goal early in the second quarter. Podsiadly comes in, good-looking ball. He's kicked at Geelong, are back within 1 goal.
It's like the only real hard tag going on today. Crowley following Chapman around. There's the Pav again, pushing up the centre wing and then trying to make his way back down forward.
Mitch Duncan on him. Sandlands, beautiful over the top knock. McPhee. Motlop, who showed a bit when he came on in the mid part of that first quarter, gave them some real quickness around the forward half. Mackey. Duffield now. That was a really good decision under enormous pressure then. The bounce on the ground wasn't great for Pavlich, but he affected it well. Cam Guthrie keeping Pavlich honest there. Johnson over the ball. Just got the handball out then, did Broughton. Mazungu. Valentine cleaned up again. He makes it look spectacular. There's no doubt about that, Hayden Valentine.
High contact.
Crowd going bananas at that one for Mackey.
Andrew Mackey is playing on Pavlich. He's his direct matchup.
And that's against Johnson. It'll go to Bartel. Bartel at half forward. Chapman finds a bit of space, and there is Valentine. Gee, you'd like to see the next contest when those two to come together. Chapman too far out to score, pops it up. West the favoured high flyer here. Sandlands went without it. Subin, and now an opportunity with Broughton. Zach Clark. Chapman outnumbering them, Geelong. Scarlett. The two ruckmen go at it. And the boundary line wins.
Here's a little hit. I think it's Duncan coming through there and collecting Valentine. And the Geelong players will be well aware of where Hayden Valentine is. Any opportunity, so Duncan come up again and just give him another one on the way through. That's what he does. He brings that upon himself because he gets under the opposition's skin, and they love trying to give it back to him.
Does exaggerate the contact at times, Hayden. Beautiful kick then from Harry Taylor to Mackey, and 50. Cannot touch them once they've completed the mark, and I mean not a finger. And that is a clear 50. What's this? Marks completed. Comes up touch. That's 50. I know it's
not
technical.
The contest. You can't make contact when you're not the contest.
But once you complete the mark, it's over.
Spot on. And this is Matthew Pavlich's man. He's starting on the wing, Pavlich. Mackey's starting off half back.
To tie the scores up, Mackey from point-blank range does just that. Boys, you hear that? Live shots out of the way. Mackey and where Pavlich starts.
Well, there's Andrew Mackie, and he is starting off the half-back flank. Matthew Pavlich is on the wing, and they are the direct matchup at the moment.
Back in the middle, Western Sandilands. Ballantyne, just a little fumble there. Back out to Main, now Ballantyne again. Funny little kick, he was in two minds what to do with it there.
You mentioned earlier, Mick Moldhouse wrote an article in the West Australian newspaper today suggesting Matthew Pavlich's defensive side of his game is nowhere near up to scratch. And maybe the Cats have got Mackie on him for a reason, prepared to run off and already kick the goal the other way.
Dawson to Duffield, now Bradley. Crowd wanted a return 50 there, nothing forthcoming. Main, the little give to Ballantyne, who was running onto his left, so perhaps not so smart there. Now the Cats, Corey, got it to Hawkins, juggling attempt, got the runner out wide as well. It's Duncan, centering ball is good. Bartel and Johnson go at it, did well Johnson. Really well under some enormous pressure. Good kick to Crowley in amongst two Cats.
Play on.
Fyfe on fire early in this game.
Oh,
Nate,
play on.
the knife Fyfe, Hez Hill. Wanted to get on the left. Taylor Hunt said, no, 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 I know about that. I watched the tapes. And here's De Boer.
Get right on the mark.
De Boer will let it rip here. He will kick it from on the 50 line, so this will test him.
Just jump to it, not over it.
Matt De Boer gets some good fluency in the run-up. It's off to the left. It'll fall a little short and knocked through, or was it by Stevenson?
Clear. Hit the post.
Yep, Stevenson got a fist on it.
There's Stephen Hill on screen. Just had the 3 possessions so far in this game, and he's got a tag, a heavy tag at the moment. Taylor Hunt from Geelong is the man chasing him around. They need more from Stephen Hill. He's been sensational over the summer from what we're hearing, but he's got to find a way to get more of the footy if he's going to become the player everyone thinks he is.
Great shot there of the confronting task for a guy that's got to kick it in the modern era. Ball smothered there. Lonigan turns boundary, as you do as a defender. De Boer. And that's wrapped up, will be a ball up.
Well, interesting point you make there, BT, on those kick-ins, because Fremantle over the pre-season, their opposition teams had 37 kick-ins against them. The opposition were only able to get 6 of those past halfway, so they've been doing a very good job at holding them in.
So that's a Ross Lyon thing for sure.
It is a Ross Lyon thing.
Ball still deep here. Bradley kept it alive, and Geelong in the end through Harry Taylor do as well. Free kick will go the way of the Fremantle Dockers here, Bradley. Let's have a listen. See what James Kelly says.
Thanks, Shane. Cheers, mate.
So Kepler Bradley's got a free. It's a difficult angle. The man on the mark is only about 5 metres out, as you can see the replay of what happened.
No real complaints from James Kelly.
1 metre.
The decision was a throw, and normally you'd go berserk if you thought you'd been unfairly dealt with in that situation.
Now, Kepler Bradley should have been called play on here. He went 3 metres off the left trying to sneak the mark. Just call play on, umpire.
He's allowed to line himself up.
No, not if you go to the left or right and the ball's in play. Kepler Bradley comes in, hammers it home, he kicks the goal.
Take a look at this free kick again. A throw called against James Kelly, and the correct decision. Yeah, well picked up from the umpire, and Kell not complaining about that one. It was a pretty clear one, and a good and important goal to Fremantle. They're out to a 5-goal to zip lead, Richo. The Cats have come back, and that was a good steadying goal for the Dockers.
Umpire Margette's taking a long time to get set in the middle. Whacks it on the Toyota logo. Goes Sandilands. Kelly, first to arrive. Time to advance it inside 50. Johnson couldn't quite cling onto it. Motlop to Stokes. Round the corner with great control to Podsiadly. Trapped it wonderfully well for a big man. Stokes back Guthrie. Fast hands. The pot on his favoured left side. Got it. Back within a point, the Cats.
I think 53 goals in his 23 games last year, the pod. And we spoke about the shoulder surgery he had after the grand final last year. He looks to be moving perfectly well. Great to see him getting on the scoreboard early again.
Fyfe upended. Taylor Hunt in amongst it, so is Hill.
Down.
De Boer, Main and Fyfe.
Geelong free
combined.
kick. Geelong free kick. It was a throw.
Played out of zone. Throw.
Game was played it. Let's listen to the umpire there explaining
Mate, I was on the other side. I couldn't see it.
the throw called by the other umpire. Ferocious pace the first 15 minutes this game was played at. The gut running from the Dockers was just off the scale, but it's come back. It had to. You couldn't keep going at that work rate, Richo.
It's well and truly back where the Geelong Cats want it to be now. It's more of a contested game now. It was very uncontested early.
Motlop hands over the top to Selwood. Selwood can run into the open goal. He hits the post, and still they have not led in this game. The Cats. Scores level.
Just shows you how good a side that they are. Most teams, 5-0. It's very hard to come back from that, but they sucked it up, Geelong.
Good test here for Ross Lyon, because he's drilled his side in the back half to go into these set plays when these situations occur, and now it's under real pressure. Can they handle it, and can they enact it?
And you're right, BT, about set plays. Nat Fyfe had an article here in the local paper today talking about they have to do exams on their game plan and just to make sure that they've got it exactly where they want it to be.
Anyone fail, Richo, that you know of?
There would have been a few, I'd say. Imagine doing that, BT. Exams at training.
No, we had enough of that at school. Richo, here's Bradley. Just all depends who you sit next to in the classroom, Richo, as to whether you get it right and whether you've got a willing giver sitting next to you.
Yeah, I've got a feeling you didn't study real hard, BT.
No, I always had the ducks of the school sitting beside me. Sandilands. A little scrappy here in this quarter, not as open and free-flowing as the first quarter. Fyfe sold some foot candy on Mackie absolutely magnificently. Pav with the one claw. Here's Ballantyne. Had the running player in Clark, decided to hang on, and I reckon the umpire will ball it up, said he had no opportunity to get rid of it.
Well played, Billy Schmitz too, doing the defensive job there. How good's Fyfe's work through traffic? That is an instinct and a composure that you can't teach. You've either got that built in, and he has got an enormous amount of ability. Billy Schmitz, the first gamer for the Cats, well played there, didn't give away a free kick.
Sandilands, here's Kelly, half back for the Cats. Risky kick to Guthrie, especially if Ibbotson gets a piece, and he does. Guthrie did well, but that's a win for the Dockers.
I just want to clear one thing up from earlier in the game. I never said that Nat Fyfe was better than Jimmy Bartel. And you guys sort of mocked me a little bit.
Well, you indicated he was. I thought you did say that.
The world of Twitter at the moment, there's a fair bit of backlash coming from Joe's way at the moment.
Richo just trying to back away from...
at 100 miles an hour.
Seems to be playing reasonably well at this stage, Nat Fyfe.
Yes, he is. Let's see at the end of the game where Bartel is. But as you say, really haven't played on each other.
No, they haven't.
Sandilands over the back. How good was that? Sensational Ibbotson, and now Johnson. Johnson, a controlled kick around the corner to Mzungu. De Boer, fast hands. The little man, Ballantyne. And an opportunity here for the Fremantle Dockers. Under enormous pressure was Ibbotson. Couldn't convert. Look at this for ruck work, Das.
Just the sheer size of the man. He stands at 211 centimetres. He's over 120 kilos. It is almost mission impossible to try and move him. Stevenson, credit to him. You don't want to give away soft free kicks. You've at least got to give a contest.
Zach Dawson to Clancy Pearce, and here's Dawson again, forced to kick on the left. It was a little ugly. Fyfe clean at his toes. Taylor Hunt, Bartel, Johnson. Linking play from Mackie. Impressive stuff, Cats.
Stevie J down, hasn't moved behind play.
Has not. He's in a ball. McFarlane runs away with it to De Boer. Fast hands. Johnson is still down. You'll just see him coming to the right of screen. There he is. And Mackie's able to hold it up.
Play on.
Stevie Johnson in all sorts looks winded there to me. Selwood, the new skipper of the Cats.
I think it's going to come from the ground, I'd say, Stevie J.
Big hit.
Selwood just retreats and some controlled footy now here from the Cats. Stevie Johnson just on the right there, now starting to recover. Lonigan goes long and deep. Hawkins over the top. Bartel takes the mark inside 50. And Bartel will line up here. Let's have a look at the hit here on Stevie Johnson. There it is. Didn't know it was coming, Stevie J. He was blindsided. Is it fair? Yeah, I think that was fair. It was in the play. The ball was there. Doc Larkins, is he okay?
He is. They've had a chat with him. He's just trying to suck in a few breaths, BT, and he's walking around. So Stevie J is going to stay on the ground, just winded.
He'll stay. Bartel lines up for the first time to put Geelong in front. He misses to the right-hand side, in fact, badly in the end.
So you don't see that very often. That's why he's so good, Jimmy Bartel. He can go forward and take contested marks. As a midfielder, probably been none better in recent years at taking contested marks.
Subban. Sandlin's held on to the neck of Selwood. Yep, good call.
He's let it go for the footy.
Sandlin said he got attacked from behind. That was his excuse. Umpire didn't want to buy it. And now Kelly. Great little kick around the corner to Motlop.
It's a great instinct if you're a Geelong player that Bomber Thompson initially brought to the side. But Chris Scott didn't tamper with too much. They will play on at every opportunity. If there's even a half a chance to get the ball moving. And you see this here. A lot of other sides go back over the mark here, be conservative. Not James Kelly. They'll just get it going. And when they do that, you get free marks uncontested inside 50.
Motlop with the rotation of the ball on his approach, comes in and kicks it. This one looks a little better here for the Cats. And finally, they lead this game by 5 points.
Das was just talking before this goal about that quick play on by James Kelly. What it does is it doesn't allow the defenders time to set up and get in position, and that is great play by James Kelly.
Danger, danger for Fremantle. Geelong have kicked 8 of the last 10 goals in this game. Fyfe to Pavlich, couldn't hold on.
Hasn't really been able to get himself in the contest, the Pav. Been opposed to Mack. He's had 7 disposals, kicked a goal, but not really a big impact, Richard. I'd love to see him, when you get your gun forwards, I'd love to see him just that little bit closer to goals. He drifts down there now.
Nudge closer to his 300th game this year, Matthew Pavlich. Game 257 at the moment. Mellington missed it. Here's Smets. Kick into Clark. Can he recover at the big man? Can he shake off Smets? No. And we'll throw it in.
I think with that match-up at the moment with Pavlich and Mackie, I'd push to the goal square if I was Matthew Pavlich. Andrew Mackie's a very good player, but he would have weight and height on Mackie. Get him to the goal square and test him out in that situation.
So you like the ball coming in one-on-one to that contest? Fyfe. Good-looking kick from the boundary. Under enormous pressure on his non-preferred left. Unbelievable goal. The fans love it. And Nat Fyfe has pulled one out there.
He is a very good player as we look at it again here. He just hunts the football. He's a contested player. Left foot to the boundary line, Das, if you don't mind. Wouldn't mind a few more Nat Fyfes in your side.
How about the numbers that he's got so far? 15 disposals. That's his second goal. Heap of clearances, 3 tackles to go with it. Richo, you made a big call earlier. It might be just right.
Well, I'll tell you what, at this stage, I'll be sending Nate a little present during the week.
Richo, just jump on Twitter, mate, and tell all those people getting into you, just watch that highlight.
And by no means am I saying he's better than Jimmy Bartell, just to clear that up.
Well, you certainly haven't got on the Geelong fan side. We know you're a man of the people, but you're no longer a man of Geelong. Kick around the body to Mackie. In defence, boot on ball to Kelly. Kelly's got one wide, and here they go. The Cats, Stokes looking for the lead of Hawkins, closing him down, Dawson. And we'll throw it in. So 4 goals to 2 in this quarter in favour of the Cats. They were at one stage down by 30 points, the Cats, in the first quarter. Selwood and Main will ball it up. Let's have a look at Pav's position here.
So he's way up past centre wing. At the moment, he's got Lonergan as his opponent, but Mackie's behind him. Free kick going the way of the Cats. And you've got to move up the ground, but I think what Richo's saying is a great point. Would Andrew Mackie want to be playing deep in the goal square fullback on Pavlich? And the answer is absolutely not.
Here come the big boys. Hawkins got a bit of a jump at this, got interrupted in his last leaping attempt. He pulled that out of there quickly. I thought he threw it to Stevie J.
Throw. Fremantle, throw.
And the umpire furthest away picked that up. Good umpiring, because the umpire closest was unsighted on that occasion. There it is, great call.
And to be honest, if Pav did roll back to the goal square, they would roll over the Geelong defence. They're not just going to let that happen, but you've got to make them think. You've got to try and get things happening.
21 minutes gone in this quarter, 6 3/4 remaining. Harry Taylor and Bradley. Crowley front and centre nicely, high ball for Fyfe. Did well in the end. Clark, good ball. Bradley has to kick it to space. Pavlich one-on-one with Lonergan. Here they come. Pavlich, and Lonergan does well to defend, but had lots of numbers there as well.
It was one of the rare occasions that we've seen a one-on-one for the Fremantle champion Pavlich in the forward half of the ground, but unfortunately the kick just wasn't able to get there and give him an opportunity.
Mackie. The pod. Stokes. Got Pods running wide. Ignores that. Duncan stretching. Did he get all of it before he hit the deck? The umpire said yes. Short ball to Chapman, never on. Who was always going to cover that off.
Did well there, Fremantle. It looked like Geelong were going to get out, but they held up very well.
Hill. Very quick with the balls. He run into trouble here. Dawson undecided, gave it back to Hill, who just thought, I'll get it out of the area as quick as I can. He just couldn't control it. Rossline ponders. Taylor. Stevenson there, didn't compete. Hawkins bounced off his chest. In goes the big man, Stevenson. Now Hawkins. Thrown to the ground on McFarlane tackle. Let's go down to Cameron Ling. You want to talk about the Geelong defenders, Lingy?
Thanks, Luke.
Absolutely, BT. Richo's spoken about the matchup between Pavlich and Mackie being a beauty, but the Geelong defenders will just constantly roll over opponents. Matthew Scarlett, Harry Taylor, Tom Lonergan will always end up playing on the deepest player, and they'll just make sure they cover for Mackie and don't put him in that scenario that Richo was talking about.
They're a hard way to try and find a beat. The Cats, there's no doubt about that, Lingy.
Well, they've done what Lingy's talking about now. Lonergan has gone in on to Pav. Pav's gone into this contest just to get involved.
Third man up, Bartell. How often do we see that? Especially in the forward 50. Scrappy affair. A lot of players around the ball. A lot of purple on the left. A lot of Cats on the right.
Thanks, boys.
Just see that there. Matthew Scarlett just standing back. Last man with everything in front of him. I wouldn't like that if I was a Fremantle supporter.
Well, there's two free Geelong players behind the ball
Clear
here.
5 metres, clear
Boys.
5.
Bartel will get a free.
Just take him out with you, mate.
They just manage to be able to do this all the time. How do they do that, Lingy? How do they get Scarlett free? And who's controlling that?
Matthew Scarlett's all over that one, boys. He controls it down there. It's very, very smart play with that.
Bartel, Hawkins, no winner in the air.
He's got a much bigger presence. Jimmy Bartel's played mainly forward for this game. You can see just a block there from Duffield, took his run, and Jimmy Bartel made sure the umpire knew the most of it. But just Tommy Hawkins, again, it just seems as though he's carrying himself with a bigger presence, Richo, after 7 contested marks in a grand final. It's almost a bit of, hey, get out my way, I'm the main man down here now.
I'd agree with that, Tars. I get that feeling as well. Here's Ballantyne. He's got nothing downfield because Geelong have got 3-on-1. This is the one here. Over the back, De Boer, Hill. Now he's got Pearce on. He's got to protect De Boer now in front. Pearce taken to the ground by Scarlett. And first time in a while that it's been at the Dockers' end.
Disappointed with himself there, Stephen Hill. He just had half a fumble when he had momentum. He could have taken it, and that little half a second was enough for the Geelong defence to get there and set up. Really just needs to impact himself on the game, Hill. He's an unbelievably talented player, just not getting the job done so far.
Clark. So with just under 4 minutes remaining, scores a level here. Boundary throw and attacking 50 for the Dockers. West. Mellington. Pearce, good trap, but Scarlett's wearing him like a glove. Ball pinned to him. Some new artwork there for Clancy as well.
Don't go at it. Thank you. Thanks there. Thanks. Cheers.
Ballantyne's the one to watch here. Mackey's got him covered on the right. Clark, and opportunity there for Pearce. Soccer off the ground by Corey. Hill got one high. Now he's a left footer and he can kick it a long way, Hill. Not beyond him if he gets a good run up.
And that is a sensational way to impact yourself on the contest, is just to smash in. There's Jimmy Bartel. You can see he's got the massive cork to the inner knee and he's hobbling around. We might get to Doc Larkin shortly and find out exactly what's going on with that. But you're right, Stephen Hill. It's a brilliant effort. You go and put your head over the footy, win your own ball.
There is Hill. He is capable of this. That one not so good. Bradley tries to get down on it. Zach Clark flew over the top. Harry Taylor had no other intention other than the boundary line. And the umpire's given him the benefit of the doubt.
I know Big Sandilands is a touch underdone in his preparation, but I love him to be resting forward as he gets more game time into him. It's just a massive figure down there that will make opposition defenders very nervous.
Enright took the risk. Lonigan, Mackey and Pearce. They're desperate here, Fremantle, but the Cats are equal to the task, as you would expect.
It's turned into a great contest, this game. Fremantle are competing beautifully well.
There's the kick to the lower part of the leg, and that's why Bartel's receiving the treatment. Doc, what do you think with regards to Bartel?
He's got a really heavy cork in the lower calf, BT, so that right now they're icing him up to try and stop the bleeding, but if he really does swell up, that'll stop his running, but hopefully he's just going to get through this. It's just a cork.
Free kick.
The thing that Dockers would like going into half-time is 13 in front in the contested possessions, and we know that's what won Geelong the flag last year. They dominated the finals with contested possession.
Nice grab, Luke McFarlane there. Capable of taking a big mark. Set himself well.
McFarlane. Clark. Pavlich got them outnumbered here, the Dockers. De Boer. Corey all over him. Clancy, Pearce. Handball. Ibbotson draws Bradley to the ball. Harry Taylor did really well defensively.
Yeah, Bradley just felt for Harry Taylor then. He was on the lead. I think he went for the body a little bit too early. Needed to try and release and get full extension into it.
Kick needed to be just a little bit more to Bradley's left there as well.
Yeah, true.
The kicker just brought Harry Taylor into the contest more than he should have. Ballantyne skipped through, got it. Kick, conjured something up. Anyone touched it? Harry got it.
Yeah, he had a little bit more grass to kick to. Bradley made a good lead. Just need to kick to where the forward wants to finish up, not at the forward directly.
Lonigan. So Geelong just in a controlling stage of the game. Johnson. Couple of bounces on offer if he wants it. He directs. How far has he run? Got it to Guthrie. They need to just make sure he doesn't get around. Guthrie centering ball. Mark taken by Taylor Hunt. Over the top. Magnificent setup kick from Guthrie.
You're spot on, BT. He had nothing to kick to. All the forwards were running backwards, and he had to hold his ground and come back inboard, and he spotted it beautifully across the ground to the fat side. That change of direction, change of angle of the kick has given Hunt a good opportunity for a goal.
Taylor Hunt. With 26 seconds remaining in the half, Hunt kicks the goal, and Geelong now lead it by 5 points. Great effort by Taylor Hunt.
It certainly was, BT. Jimmy Bartell back on the ground, so that's not too bad, that Corky. But this is a great bit of play. All of the forwards were running backwards here. Motlop was one of them. They had nothing to kick to. Johnson held it up. Guthrie came back onto his right foot, brought the ball into the fat side of the ground. And that is a great contested mark. But it was a great setup by the Geelong players.
Nice job there, Taylor Hunt. And in the opportune time for a score from a Fremantle point of view, back in the middle with just 20 seconds remaining. Kelly with a crucial clearance. Smets around the corner, gives Corey an opportunity. They can score again here if they can move it quickly. Corey misses Guthrie. This brings an opportunity forward for Broughton. Went and got it, Guthrie. He's a tough nut. Siren sounds. And at half-time, it is the Cats 9-2-56 leading Fremantle 8-3-51. So the Geelong supporters that made the trip over stand and applaud, and the Cats just by 5 points here at the main break, Richo. Plenty to come. Luke Darcy's going down into the Fremantle rooms. We will bring all of the latest news from Melbourne and other games, and we'll also have a chat to David Mundy. Stay with us. More to come on the other side of the break.